Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I was just sitting down and I wanted to swatch out this Holbein artist gouache. I have my paper all ready to go, and then I realized I need a palette. And the problem is the only palettes I have available right now are full of paint. So I don't really want to waste money and space to get more palettes. And I don't really need this one anymore for watercolor. I have another one I'm using, plus I still have this petal one that's like easy to use for mixing, but I have a lot of paint in it still, and it doesn't even look like there's a lot of paint, but I really don't want to waste anything. So I've decided I'm going to do something different. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to do a clean palette challenge, which I don't think anyone has ever done. It's just something I thought of, and I hope it'll be fun. So the challenge for myself is I want to get rid of all of this paint, and I can use some of this because it'd be good to have this cleared as well in one or more drawings so that I have space for my Holbein. This is just the right size for the Holbein, so yeah. Hopefully I'm saying Holbein right, otherwise I sound like an idiot. Anyway, so this will be an interesting challenge. The colors are a little bit different. I don't know how or what I'm going to draw, but let's see how it goes. And yeah, let's get started. So the clean palette challenge is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time and just kept putting off because I really wasn't sure about it. When it comes to the colors that were in the palette, the biggest challenge was that it was mostly the palette that I used for my skin tone colors. So a lot of the colors that I have to work with, that I have a lot to work with, are skin tones, and the other colors were like a dark green and a little bit of purple and a bit of silver gray. So I really wasn't sure what to draw, and I kept thinking of mermaid. But then I was worried that I've drawn too many mermaids recently and people would be really bored of it. I've been really second guessing myself a lot recently. But I ended up doing mermaids, so I hope you guys don't mind. And I hope you like this video and you enjoy the drawing. So also sorry about my head is in the way a lot during this video. I was considering cutting out the parts where it showed my head, but you would miss like almost all of the inking. And maybe that's why I actually had a really good time inking this time, is because I leaned in way too much and I completely forgot about the camera. But yeah, I had a really easy time inking this time, and it's kind of surprising because I'm using that ink that is like the bane of my existence, which is the Dr. P.H. Martin Sepia ink. For some reason this time it worked out really well, and it might be because I gave it a really, really good shake right before I used it each time. About every 5 minutes I would close the lid and shake it really, really hard, and it seemed to help a lot. Like I was getting a darker color and it was coming out really easy. So yeah, like I said, here I'm testing out all the colors that I have available. I used a lot of the darker skin tones for her skin, and I used the last of the one purple I had. Luckily later on I find out I have more purple that's very similar, so I was able to make her hair slightly darker. And I had this really beautiful blue-green color which I used for her tail. I actually had a different idea originally for the water and the sky, but it turns out I didn't have enough of the color to go with my original idea. So I went with this dark green for the water, and I added a bit of hints of the same dark green to her tail and to the sandy bank that she's sitting on, just to kind of give the same vibe to the entire drawing. Try to marry the colors a bit. I used a yellow green for her like spiky fins. I just wanted them to be kind of different and stand out a bit, but at the same time I wanted it to still continue out through the drawing, so I added a little bit of the yellow green to her tail as well, so it didn't look too disjointed. And later I toned it down a bit with some color pencil just so I can again make it look like she just doesn't have like kelp glued to her butt or something. Yeah, so another thing I wanted to bring in was the purple in her hair. There was no other purple in the drawing, so I decided to add a little bit of purple to the sky so that it makes more sense. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I hope you guys like this drawing, and I'm hoping that maybe by posting this challenge video, somebody else might find it useful too. I really can't wait to get this palette cleaned out so I can try out my Hopian colors for the first time. And yeah, so like if you have a paint palette that's full of paint and you just don't want to like throw it away and you want to use it for something cool, then definitely try out this challenge. And if you do try out the challenge, then leave me a link below to your video or your photo that you posted online. I'd love to see it. So here's how far I've gotten with my watercolor piece. I decided this is good for the watercolor part. I can't add any more that I would like to because I'm out of those paints. And I'm going to move on and put some more definition and maybe a bit more color with color pencil. And here is how my palettes look. I emptied a few spots here, 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 and here. As well as there's one area here that was emptied. Here's mostly empty, and up here too. So that's pretty good. But as you can see, I still have a lot more paint, so there may be a part 2 to this video soon. So I really need to empty this one. And I also emptied out quite a bit here. There's only like little scrapes which I can't really use. Can't even pick it up with a paintbrush. So yeah. I think I did a pretty good job for this drawing, and I actually made something I like. I really like this drawing so far, and I like the color scheme that I came up with. Yeah, that's the progress so far, and I will go back to the speed paint part now so you can watch me do the color pencil and then see the end result. So one of the biggest problems of this challenge is not only that you have limited colors, but you have a very small limited amount of what you do have. So once it runs out, that's it. You can't glaze over it with another layer or anything to make it deeper. So I definitely had to put a bit more detail with the color pencil, and I did actually struggle even with adding the color pencil to get as much detail as I would like. I kept feeling like towards the end of the drawing that I needed more definition, and I just couldn't seem to get it. I tried to add pen, like even though I used the sepia ink for the lines, in the end I still had that feeling like I needed black lines. So I did go over the lines a few times with a black pen, but because the color pencil was already down and because I kept adding color pencil, I had a really hard time getting the ink to actually lay. And so in the end, I wasn't super happy with the level of detail that I got, but at the same time, I really liked how it came together. And I really, in general, like this drawing. I'm just super happy that I finally did this, and I'm really kind of proud of myself that I turned little bits of paint into a full illustration that I'm kind of proud of. And not only that, like, it actually only took the smallest amount of paint to make this painting. It just made me appreciate how far watercolor really can go. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please do leave this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below to let me know. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I post art related videos every week, and if you would like to see this drawing up close, definitely check out my DeviantArt where I'll be posting a scan of this drawing. If you want to follow me online and see my work in progress and other photos, you can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this clean palette challenge, then stay tuned to my channel because I will definitely be doing a part 2 soon. I still have a lot of paint I need to clear out of my palette. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.